Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you live from the GoHastings.com Wrestle Center. Just read some news off the intranets that was saying that the WWE is planning on going back to just one set of titles. They're thinking of unifying all of the titles down. They just was able to unify the tag title, and they went down to one belt. But I guess they would have unification matches that would, pair up your WWE champion and your world champion, your intercontinental and your US. They did this, I believe, back in 2002 when they basically got rid of all the belts. They went down to 3 belts. They got rid of the hardcore title, the intercontinental. Yeah, they even got rid of the intercontinental title. That was weak. That match between Kane and Triple H was horrible, by the way. This just doesn't really make much sense. Sci-Fi is moving, SmackDown over to its channel. It's going to be, getting a pretty good push when it comes out. I think they're going to keep the brand extension. So I don't really like the idea of when Triple H and Undertaker up to Brock, when they had the new unified title, he was able to move back and forth. Because if you look with the Hart Dynasty, that team's able to move back and forth, but they've got them pretty much set on Raw. They're not really moving to SmackDown at all for any special shows or anything. I can't think of any time that the Hart Dynasty, since winning the titles, appeared on SmackDown. Not 100% sure, but they just dragged their feet on moving people back and forth. When DX with the tag titles, they were able to move back and forth, but they only did it a couple of times. I remember the Christmas show where they fought the Hart Dynasty. That was a pretty big show. So I would just hate to see these titles not getting used on both shows all the time. Obviously, they're going to lean towards whoever has the feud at the time getting that, getting the title holder the most. The one thing that's going to take hit the most, I believe, is going to be money. House shows. The house shows, if you go back to a roster with no brand split, you're not going to get the cream of the crop on each shows. So, big shows that they do like Madison Square Garden house shows, or even when they come out to California, Sacramento where I live, it's pretty, they get a good, decent crowd, so they might get some guys. But, what if they go to, Arkansas, Mississippi? These guys are going to come out thinking that they're going to get the A-list, cream of the crop WWE stars, and, when they get, the B team, they're going to be upset. I mean, you're going to be able to see that, they might get one good gate at a house show, but then the second time they come through, it's going to make no sense at all. If they cut the rosters back at all, it's going to mean jobs too. There's going to be a lot of wrestlers that they're going to have to feature in Endeavor. They probably would only have to keep half the guys they got, just to give the guys TV time. Because I mean, if you go from both of these shows, even the guys that are on the mid card now, where are they going to go? It makes you think of when they did the Invasion and they brought in all the WCW guys and they didn't really let in the WWE guys go. The main way these guys were getting used was showing them in the back and running down and beating up on the WCW guys. So it's going to be sad to see a lot of these wrestlers go. I think that what they have now is the best thing for the WWE. You have a Raw brand and you have a SmackDown brand, and your NXT show is not bad either. Those guys are pretty good and they get exposed to the business. But you're able to use your Raw brand and they go out and do house shows. SmackDown guys go out and do their house shows. And once a year, you sort of, freshen up the pot by, stirring people around with the draft. So I'm going to be sad to see if they do go forth with this whole, unifying the titles and getting less belts. And because I see that in the long run, it's going to mean, people losing their jobs. It's going to mean, not as good house shows out there. It's just not going to be good. Don't do it, guys. See the breach. Out.